2,000 years later.
Hi. Fuck. Huh.
Preview.
The struggle is real, my friends. Okay, hi. How are you? So today I am alone. Mari, where are you? If you guys don't know why today I am alone, you missed our last video together, me and Mari's video together. And if you're new to this channel, you're probably wondering what am I talking about? Okay, so long story short, we were two, me and Mari. Now Mari left for Romania, but she'll be back in 4 months. I'm here alone in Rome, running the channel solo. And that's the end of the story. If you guys know me, you know that I don't like unfinished business, so I read a couple of your comments in the last few videos, and you guys wanted us actually to react to Electra Heart after we reacted to Marina's first album. This is my reaction to Marina and the Diamonds' Electra Heart. First song is called Bubblegum Bitch. Actually, I think I listened to this song before because, as you guys, I'm really into reaction videos. So I think I heard this song in a Fine Bros episode when they got kids to react to Marina, and so that was my first time listening to this song, and now I remember actually. But I didn't know it was this one. An interesting choice to open an album like this when you decide to put a track like this that is almost a statement as the beginning of a project. Is always interesting because you're just saying this is how the album will be. I always find it interesting, these kind of choices, and also I like the fact that she's introducing us to this new world of Electra Heart. And as you guys told me, she chose a character to go on with the storytelling, and so I found this track really colorful, and I mean I know it sounds stupid, but oops, I'm into the candy world because I have a sweet tooth myself, so all these references with lemonades, bubble gums and candies and liquor and sugar is funny, and at the same time, as I said in the first reaction with Mari, she kind of reminds me a bit of Gwen Stefani in the sound and in the way her voice is produced, and it has this kind of 90s vibe and all of that. So for that, musically it's really interesting, and I like this kind of, I don't want to say punk rock because it's not that, it's more into the pop atmosphere and world, but it has those influences. I mean, kind of rockish with the drums especially. Good choice. Next song is called Primadonna, and actually I believe that this song too was in that episode of the Fine Bros that I watched. And I think it's one of the most popular songs by her.
Primadonna girl.
I know the song.
Oh, it's always someone else's fault. Got you wrapped around. Primadonna girl, would you do anything for me?
The first note and the first beat that dropped, it reminded me of, I don't know, a Lady Gaga song when she was in the Electra era, and a bit of a Femme Fatale by Britney Spears, but I don't know, it's electric.
Would you get down on your knees for me? Wanna be adored, 'cause I'm a prima donna girl. You're kinda difficult, but it's always someone else. A prima donna girl, fill the void up with celluloid. Prima donna girl, yeah.
These first two tracks are completely different from the other project, the first one, but in some ways has those elements that remind you of the first project, but it's completely different. I enjoyed the fact that there is no bridge again, and I really like the fact that the drop is in the verse and not in the chorus. The way the whole song is structured, the fact that it opens with the chorus that is slow, and then it builds up to the first verse, that it's when the beat drops. At the same time, I didn't really like the pre-chorus that much, but at the same time, the way the lyrics are put together is interesting. It kind of gives you this sense of a high school situation where all these dramas happen. I can picture a girl in high school just being melodramatic, and I like the fact that she's making fun of this, because it's really not. It just follows the path of the first song, and I really like this one. I'm looking at Genius right now, and Genius is telling me that this song was also produced by Diplo, and I love Diplo, so I'm really curious to listen to this one.
No, I'm not the type that you like. Why don't we
This song is actually more relatable. You know that I'm a... No, you probably don't know. I'm really into melancholic type of stuff. Books, songs, movies, life, everything. I know it's pretty sad, but it makes me feel things, so melancholy makes me feel things. I wasn't really sure about it in the first place. The first verse it wasn't really my thing, but then when the pre-chorus started and she said, I don't want to admit that we're not gonna fit. I mean, it happens to a lot of us that we just really want that person so bad that even if we know that they're not good for us, we just want them, and it's kind of the shittiest thing in the world, but because we ruin ourselves. But I mean, you can control your heart, and this is Electra Heart. When she says, why don't we just pretend it's home, I mean, it's just that feeling that a lot of us had in the past, will in the future. Everything revolves around the lies. The fact that she says lies and I just want it to be perfect, I mean, how can a lie be perfect? I also keep liking the fact that there is really no bridge in these three songs. So the fact that she's focusing more on the choruses and the verses. Musically, I really like the fact that these two songs were more electronic in the production. This particular song is my type of song because I like sad lyrics with a sort of an upbeat production. Next song is called HOMEWRECKER.
until otherwise proven. The good one breed love, the other hate. You
I didn't expect that.
clothes and all made for it. Boys and toys. I'm only happy when I'm on the run. Looking pretty in this dress. I'm running.
This song is a message to it. I don't really want to talk about the production because it's not what I Expected After Lies. And I don't really get why this song is divided into Marina's point of view and Marilyn Monroe's point of view. Maybe because Marilyn has this kind of innocent vibe to her persona, and that's why probably she wanted to use her. Or maybe because Marina is the homewrecker, and Marilyn is just telling her what's happening. I don't know. In this song she's saying, I'm a homewrecker, I'm only happy when I'm on the run, so when I'm not tied up in a relationship, and I broke 1,000,000 hearts just for fun. I mean, it's just like the tables are turning right now. She's telling us that she's the bad bitch. Next song is called Starring Role. It's produced by Greg Kurstin.
Your heart a hug is when we get undressed. I never tell you how I feel. You don't leave me. It feels like a joke to play out alone. The place I'm going home.
I don't know.
Sometimes best regards from here.
This production was convincing, for sure. And I was wondering why she decided to put this song after the Homewrecker song. And actually, we might get a hint that Electra Heart is bipolar, and I support that. I mean, these two songs are my moods, so it's kind of fitting. I like some of the lyrics when she says the only time you open up is when we get undressed. Is relatable. I mean, yes, yeah. And the fact that she will never open up to him because he don't really love her and she doesn't know how to behave when she's around him. The thing that I didn't really like was the starring role metaphor. I don't know. It's interesting, but it's nothing that really caught my attention. Production-wise, is a good song. I mean, it's just a cohesive piece of work. All of these songs have this kind of electronic vibe to them, and considering the fact that she worked with different producers until now, because Greg Kurstin, Circuit, Dr. Luke, Diplo, Rick Knowles. I mean, it's interesting. I also like the fact that in the bridge, the voice production is even more raw than the rest of the song. Probably I like this one more musically than lyrically. I don't know, there is something interesting in the lyrics, but not that interesting. Next song is called The State of Dreaming.
Living on that last hope, on that last hope. Only waking when I sleep, I would say my life is a play, living in a make-believe land. I live my life inside a dream. I know my time is here.
I really liked how they started changing the production and putting in more elements to the beats, such as the strings and the bells and all these little elements that add something to the project. I was kind of worried when the pre-chorus started because I thought we were going into a complete different direction, such as the theatrical direction that I'm not into it. I mean, I'm not really a fan of it in pop albums. To me, this is Electra Heart talking about the fact that she's living her life through the eyes of other people, such as fans and media. It's all about this dreamy perception of life, but it's something that's really not what the character is looking for. And I kind of see now why she chose Marilyn Monroe's persona to portray Electra Heart, and why she's the inspiration behind the character.
Think you're smart, think you're gonna break my heart. You got a piece of art, power and control.
I should send this song to a lot of people, but I won't.
Make you fall.
Interesting outro for sure. I like how they mix the production into something spooky and almost haunting with the piano and all of that. I also like the message, the fact that I believe she's talking about a relationship and how sometimes there is no balance in a relationship because there is that person that wants to be the dominant part of it. Towards the end it gets a little bit repetitive from the bridge on, but I like the verses a lot and the chorus. The post-chorus, the melody, I didn't quite like it. And also the vocal production, I don't know what happened to them and why I decided to do vocal production like this, but I'm not really sure about that. Next song is called Living Dead. Okay. Okay, so this song, I mean, I'm speechless. I mean, at the beginning I wasn't feeling it, but then when the pre-chorus started, it really is, I mean, the most relatable song I heard from her till now. You can only relate to this song if you've been through some of these feelings in your life. When she said this thing about the bird's eye view from the sky above, it's just one of the things that my therapist used to say to me. Just the fact that you prefer to, not you prefer, but you just kind of sit back and watch your life as it happens in front of you, just not taking risks. Lyrically is so fucking interesting and relatable to a lot of us, I believe, and I hope for me too, because otherwise I'll feel terrible about myself. Next song is called Teen Idol.
I wanna be an idol teen. I want the world to go away. I want shopping a prom queen, fighting for the title. Instead of being suicide on the wasted years. The 21st century. I want an angel cake. I'm gonna
First of all, the title is pretty interesting after listening to this song. And I like this double entendre that you get before you start listening to this song, and also when she says I just want to be a real fake. I like the way she used this figure of speech and putting real and fake in the same line, such as she did in the second verse when she said virgin pure. Next song is called Valley of the Dolls.
we see, fight hard to destroy with love. Oh, entities that do not belong to fall free. Back to zero, here we go again.
It's just a song about all all the demons that sometimes you have in your heart. And it's kind of funny to me the way she decided to use some words when she's saying the pre-chorus, born with a void, hard to destroy with love or hope. It's just funny because the structure of this line will be completely different and opposite to what it is right now. But again, to me, it's just a reflection on the previous song, the previous two songs actually. And it's kind of funny to me how everything is connected. I didn't really thought about it in the first place, and I didn't feel like it in the first place. I thought that this was less cohesive. It's funny the use of the valley, again LA, and the fact that sometimes in your hometown or in a place like LA that is big and full of people, and a big city full of people, you will feel alone. It's something that we can all experience despite our life. This could also be a social criticism to the way sometimes you just don't feel a person anymore, you just feel like a robot, so you have to buy a personality or just feel like somebody else and all of that. This song is a pivotal point to me in the album because all the things she said about identities and personalities and how you can choose your personality, it's like Marina talking, it's not Electra Heart. Here she's talking to us and she's saying I choose different identities, different personalities because it's what's around me that forced me to do this. And so it's pretty interesting. Next song is Hippocrates. I don't know, I believe is a play on words between hypocrite and Hippocrates, I don't know.
Who can make me? Who can all your preaching? Who you are that will stand tall till the end of they can't do anything.
I don't really know how I feel about this track. I mean, the chorus is pretty simple. The verses aren't that exciting to me. I can really picture in my head something that goes with this song inside of me. I don't know. I don't know if I'm talking about feelings, experiences. And also I didn't really like the transition from the post-chorus and the bridge and then the chorus again. I like the fact that they use a different kind of production, more sweeter in a sense. It's my least favorite. Next song is called, and the last song is called Fear and Loathing.
Been different people many times. Yeah. It's clear. I feel like I am floating.
Okay, so one thing that I really hate is when people, not just artists, but people use the same word over and over again. I know it's a crucial point in the album, but the fact that she's already using the word fear at least for 5-6 times is not really my thing. I don't know why. Other than that, I really like the atmosphere that they gave to this track. It's more intimate but solemn. It's where she let go of all the things that held her back, such as the past, love and failed relationships, and she's just letting go. And I don't know, I'm kind of curious right now to know what's next. I like that feeling when artists give this sort of connection between projects. Wow, okay, so I just wanna say a quick thing about the outro. That is my favorite part of the entire project, to close a song. I know Marina is Greek, and I've been there a few times, so listening to this kind of folk songs or popular songs is just evocative for me, and it always reminds me of how beautiful Greece really is. I'm really impressed by this closing track. The bridge, I liked it a lot because it builds, musically gives a whole different sense to the entire song, because I was not thinking it was flat, but there wasn't a movement to the song. It's just a beautiful song to close the album with. It's very personal, the fact that she decided to put that last part in the outro. It really gives a whole new sense to the entire project, and also to the song, because now she's in touch with who she really is. And it's kind of funny because I didn't really see a character in this album, but I saw her more. In the first 3 songs, I was seeing Electra Heart, but in the others, it was Marina to me. And it's kind of interesting to see how I perceive this project, because she's trying to hide herself behind a character, but I still see and can hear and feel her, and I don't know, that is interesting. Okay, I have to say that I really like the fact that this project was different from the first one I listened to with Mari. Also, I think that this one is more cohesive. And I like cohesive albums. As I was saying, the fact that it's most interesting to me is just the first 3 songs I pictured. I had this character that she's talking about in my mind, but then after that I started in the first 4 songs actually. But then after that I wasn't really focusing on that, but on the emotion that the songs gave me. It's not like, you guys know that we reacted to Melanie's music. I just want to do a comparison between these 2 projects. Completely different, of course, don't get me wrong, but this one is actually more of a personal storytelling that I can picture Marina living. I can picture Marina behind Electra Heart. In Melanie, I love the storytelling. I love the fact that she's portraying this character and she keeps doing this. But at the same time, I don't see her behind it, because I can feel that she's really talking about someone else's life. This one is more relatable. It's not. It could also be not a different and complete person or mask that she's deciding to put on, but it could also be a feeling. Electra Heart, it could be a feeling, not a person. This was my first reaction alone. I need your suggestions, so please let me know what you want me to do next. Thank you for watching. See you next time.